Right now, the phone line's 877-99 on Fox, and go to the interview line, and we have Tony Buffomante, the driver of the number 68 for Capaldi Racing in the Ford Mustang in the Continental Tire Series in Grand Am. Tony, welcome to Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. What's up, man?
Hey, Rob. How you doing? Happy New Year. Always good to be on the show.
Happy New Year to you. First of all, like Festivus, we have to air our grievances, and when I found out you were going to Grand Am and the Continental Tire Series, I was like, oh, this is my opportunity. He's going to pick me as a co-driver. Man, that didn't even happen. Wasn't even close. What happened?
Well, I got to tell you, man, we ended up with a 19-year-old phenom, this kid by the name of Kyle Gimple. You're going to hear a lot about him in the future.
I agree with
rocket ship.
Yeah,
he
man.
was a rocket in the Mustang Challenge, won a race last year. Your old stomping grounds, New Jersey Motorsports Park, and already the last weekend at Daytona, he's already lighting it up at testing.
Yeah, you guys there last week had the number 68 out on track, obviously the infield and the new pavement out there. Faster speeds for you guys as well. What did you guys notice with that newer pavement? Or, this is an opportunity for you guys to go out and not necessarily have all the numbers and history to go along with the place. So did that help you in any way?
The first thing that you notice when you pull into the tunnel is how odd the speedway looks. I mean, it's the new Lady in Black, I think. Absolutely black pavement. Everything that you read about it in terms of it being billiard smooth is absolutely true. I did get a chance to run a couple of years ago on the speedway, and I thought my teeth were going to fall out with all the bumps that were out there. But absolutely smooth. The transitions going into the infield are much nicer, not only going in, but coming out back onto the NASCAR track. And then, of course, you got the famous bus stop chicane there on the back straightaway. That's much wider, much smoother. And I think what you see is much faster speeds from the whole field. I guarantee you're going to see track records broken in all four Grand Am classes, Rolex and the Continental Tire Series.
Our guest on the line, Tony Buffomante in the Continental Tire Series, driver of the number 68 Ford Mustang for Capaldi Racing. Real quick, with the track the way it is, the chicane, a lot of people talking about the speeds, and the difference in classes may be an issue for some of these guys. That the case in the Continental Tire Series? Because when you talk about the Grand Am, when you're talking about the Rolex Series, they're worried about the class difference in speed. Any issues there in the Continental Tire Series?
So far, so good, I think, in testing. We did have over 70 cars on the track, Rob, at the same time down there with the GS class or the V8s and the STs, the four-cylinder class. And everybody's pretty heads up so far. There is a pretty big closing rate. But I think, they certainly in all the meetings that was just a test session. So pretty clean last weekend. We'll see if that holds true at the end of the month when we go for real.
And real quick on the talking about Capaldi Racing, those guys obviously, you mentioned New Jersey for me. I got to go race the Mustang Challenge over there. Met a bunch of you guys now with the Mustang Challenge basically shutting down, giving you guys an opportunity to go race the World Challenge. You have the Continental Tire Series, different aspects. What are most of the guys doing from the Mustang Challenge, taking their rides? Where did they end up?
Mentioned a couple of good ones there, the Continental Tire Series, and I'll get back to that one in a second. But World Challenge, the car is classed in the GTS class within that series, so that's a great opportunity not only for the FR500S cars that have the Ford Racing upgrade kit for the additional horsepower. It's about 80 additional horsepower they tagged on them before you can go run them into GTS. You can also run them in the NASA American Iron class, so a lot of folks are doing that for club racing purposes. And then, of course, you also see the new Boss 302S came out. That's the 5-liter that Ford Racing came out with, and so that's also a GTS car. So a lot of options for the folks in the Ford family. We're pretty excited to be sticking with the Mustangs going in the Continental Tire Series. This is a bit different for us, right? I mean, all of a sudden we're in the different makes. We're up against the Camaros and the Porsches and the BMWs, and so I'm going to have to get my politics hat on. I'm going to have to learn how to do this now because it seems like first day out there, everybody's whining about different makes have more power, or more brakes, and things like that, even if it's not true. So I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit. I haven't been used to that yet.
Everybody talking the trash. Yeah, it was very friendly atmosphere when he came to the Mustang Challenge. Everybody, they were competitive, but hey, they all knew that they had the same stuff. Now you're in a situation where there are dynamics of the car a little bit different. They've been working on different things on the chassis, and and that's one thing I love about the Continental Tire Series is that when you get to these cars, they're actually cars that production cars that I can go out and buy. That's why I absolutely love this. You got Camaros, Challengers. They're bringing Nissan back. They've been on a hiatus for a little while into the series. And then in the ST class, you got the Hondas, the Mini Coopers. I mean, you got even the Hyundais out there. I mean, it is a absolutely great place to go see regular cars racing out on the track. One of my favorite series.
Yeah, that's and the fans absolutely love it for that reason. I think I can't tell you how many folks come up to us and they say, "Oh, I went to Capaldi Racing and I bought performance parts for my Focus or my Mustang, and now I come here and I see these Mustangs racing the track." It's absolutely a cult following based on brand, I think, and the fans just love it because they can really relate to the cars.
And talk about Capaldi Racing, because you mentioned it. He does sell parts, and this is a guy that has been it's in his blood, man. That's all this guy does, and he's done an amazing job. He's worked on some great teams over the last years and drivers and things like that, and doing different things from, like you mentioned, all the way down to a Ford Focus, Fiestas, the Mustangs. I mean, he's done it all.
Yeah, you name it, anything with Ford performance parts, and CapaldiRacing.com is the shop for it. I mean, you think about the history there. I mean, 20, 30 years of racing in the Capaldi family, and specifically with Fords. And so that's the main reason I'm still there, to be honest with you. I mean, we had a great time last year in the Mustang Challenge, won a lot of races, sat on a lot of poles, led a lot of laps. And for me to go into a full season in a new series like this, one of the best things that I can do is have some stellar folks around me and some familiar faces and names around me, and that's what we got with Capaldi Racing. So I think they're real busy at the shop, certainly working on our Mustang. You mentioned the Focus. That was a brand new car that Capaldi Racing built, and it's been doing its auto show circuit, the new STR, and hopefully you'll see that in Grand Am competition.
It's a beautiful car,
shortly as well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful
Absolutely.
car, no doubt. Our guest on the line, Tony Buffomante, driver of the number 68 Ford Mustang in the Continental Tire Series. Congratulations, man. Had a great season. Came in second last year in the Mustang Challenge. Unfortunately, had a little issue, and it took some points away from you, losing the championship there. But great job on your part. Co-driver, by the way, he is a name we're going to be looking at in the near future. You're going to try and hold on to him as long as you possibly can.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kyle's a rocket for sure.
Hey, how do we get more information on you as well?
I'll tell you what, CapaldiRacing.com is the place to go. I do want to mention, if I can real quick, a great event that's going to happen next week at the Barrett-Jackson. And what we're going to be doing is Capaldi Racing and SPX Corporation is going to be auctioning off the Ford FR500S with the World Challenge upgrade kit on it. So I don't know if you remember last year, Rob, SPX Corporation raised $275,000 for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital by auctioning off none other than the media car that you drove.
You know what? So, that's the reason it got so much money.
I think so.
Don't hide the fact, Tony. You know it.
every little bit, every little crinkle is worth a little bit more money.
Or it could have been what was in the trunk. I think that might have been the case.
That could have been. Could have been, but I'm going to be seriously. I'm going to be honored to be down there and help support that in Scottsdale next Friday night, 6:30 to 8:30 local time on speed. That car is going to go across the block, and I just so impressed with SPX Corporation and what they do and their innovation and their commitment to communities, and somebody is going to make some racing dreams come true here. In terms of their ability to get this car, they're going to get a driving school. They're going to get ability with Capaldi Racing to race that thing and service it throughout the year. But that's going to kind of pale in comparison to the dreams that somebody's going to make true for some of those kids and their families that are struggling right now.
No doubt about that. I was, all joking aside, I was very proud to be a part of that, get in that car. I was, Andy Lally was in that car. Jack Roush Jr. was in that car. Some big names, that went in there. And then, I got the opportunity to do it out at New Jersey and being one of the only and the first race rain for the Mustang Challenge, which was pretty cool to be a part of as well. Not so exciting when it's your first time out on a track with the real guys, but a lot of fun, no doubt about that. And it was really cool to see it go for $275,000. Now this one will go out on the block, and let's see what this one can bring in because, again, this is set up and ready to go racing for the new specs that it has for the World Challenge in SCCA. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Absolutely. It's
going
to be a great event. Hope folks check it out.
All right, my main man, Tony Buffomante. We're going to look for you in Continental, getting to Victory Lane. Hopefully we can get it very soon, man. Thank you for your time this morning. Again, your website so people can get more information.
CapaldiRacing.com. That's where they need to go. Listen to figure out how we're doing, how the testing's going, and we're going to get down to the Grand Am 200 end of the month, January 28th.
All right, man. Can't wait. And make sure you say hi to all the guys over there behind the scenes that work on those cars because they're a big, huge part of the team. Leo's cracking that whip always, man. Got to give those guys a break. All right, hey, Tony, thank you very much, man. I'll keep track of you, and we'll get you back on during the season as well, man.
All right, take care, buddy.
All right, buddy. See ya. Tony Buffomante, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we'll do one and done. Light up the phones, 877-99 on Fox. It's 877-996-6369. It's race day on Fox Sports Radio.